So we traveled for 4 months this year with a 4-year-old, which was pretty hectic. But the big plus of this trip was pretty much all the accommodation was covered for free. Now that was through a platform called HomeExchange. So I'm going to walk you through that today, how the points works, how we make it work for us, and how you guys might be able to make it work for you. I've been starting to get a few questions on a couple of my videos. How do you do this? How do you do that? So thought today's video, break it all down, how HomeExchange works. We'll jump over, have a quick look at the platform so you guys have a good understanding of how HomeExchange works. So if you haven't come across me before, my name's Neil and we run a company called Escape Myoko here in Myoko, Japan. And we put up one of our properties, Sugi Chalet, during the green season for HomeExchange, which in turn we collect points, which in turn we can use to stay anywhere we like in the world, wherever there's other home exchanges available. Today's video, I'm going to break you down basically how the platform works, our experience with it, and then take what you will from it. Hopefully you guys may learn something from it, or you can use it for your own travel or put your own place up or whatever it may be. What is HomeExchange? It's similar to Airbnb, let's say, for example. You can do the direct swaps where you stay at their house and they stay at your house. Now, to be honest, we haven't really done this yet because the stars have to align, everything has to be perfectly in line, and there's a lot of back and forth to try and figure out. We are potentially looking at doing one maybe next year for a couple of months up in northern Queensland while we renovate a house there, but we haven't actually done it yet, so I can't say I've got too much experience in that. So what we do is where people stay for points. So now the platform itself, HomeExchange, they allocate points to your house and they set the value of what your house is worth. So I think at the moment Sugi Chalet is valued at around 260 points per night. Now this can fluctuate depending on how many bedrooms, whether you have a pool, whether you have access to other amenities or whatever it may look like. The website governs what the value of the property is. You can have there's a bit of a slight sliding bar on it where you can slide it up left or right, which way you to the value of what you think the property's worth, but pretty much the platform puts the value on it, which is great. So then in turn, people aren't saying my place is 5,000 points, but then their place is only worth 100. So it keeps it quite fair across the whole platform, I find. And people list their profile on there like you would on Airbnb, and it's a great community. From what we've found so far, people struggle with a little bit sometimes. How do you trust strangers to stay in your home? Honestly, we've had nothing but positive experience with it so far. We've actually met a few of the different people that come through our HomeExchange as well. They're quite interested to meet us or whatever it may be. So we've caught up for dinners and teas, or quite often there might be an overlap when we come in to stay at their place. They might stay a night before we come in, and they show you through the house or how this works or how the pool works or whatever it may be. So, or the pets. Sometimes you may have to look after a dog or a cat or feed the fish or whatever it may be. So it's similar to Airbnb, but also a bit of house sitting. It's a combination of all that, I'd say. But all in all, I think it's a fantastic platform. And if you've got a spare place to put up for rent, or even your own primary residence, that maybe you travel for a couple of months of the year and you want to put your place up, then I think it's a fantastic thing to jump on. And it's a lot of like-minded, some similar sort of minded people on the platform as well. And we've stayed at some amazing properties over the last few years, which I'm just blown away. Like some of the places we definitely couldn't afford to stay there if we were paying for it. But via the platform, it's great. And we can stay for an extended stay. Sometimes we'll stay for a week. Sometimes we'll stay for 3, 4, maybe even 2 months. Our longest has been 2 months in Cairns, which has been amazing because we're looking at relocating to Cairns. So in that regard, it's been awesome to spend a couple of months in one spot for that entire time. Now, I think there's different seasons within the platform as well. If there's busy seasons or quiet seasons, that might be reflective in the price as well. We haven't had to deal with this so much ourselves, but just from what my understanding of it is, sometimes if it's a high season, HomeExchange may actually put the price up a little bit. Like I said, we don't use it through our high season here in Japan just because that's when we're running our business. So if we put it on during the winter season, then we'd have no business at all. So we have to be smart about that. So our property is only available during the green season, which is a bit of a win-win for us. We get a lot of Europeans. I think this is massive in Europe. Get a lot of Germans, Dutch, French, a few Aussies and Kiwi crew come through as well, but predominantly I'd say more European. In their sort of summer holidays, they'll want to come over to Japan, and quite often they can stay for 2, 3, 4 weeks even at one time. We also provide a car, so we have a number of different vehicles here with what we do in Myoko. So we put up one of our vehicles as well so people can come and go. Especially in Myoko at the moment, the public transport's not that great, especially outside of winter, so having a vehicle is super key to get around. They can go do day trips wherever they might go, and they might even go for a couple of days and come back as set up as a bit of a base camp here in Myoko. So just from our experience, we've had a lot of demand outside of winter. We weren't too sure initially. We sort of thought we'd just put it up, see how we go, and then all of a sudden we got overwhelmed. Holy moly, we didn't think there'd be that many people that want to come outside of winter. Boy, were we wrong. So then there was a bit of back and forth with a lot of different people, and then we managed to make it work for the first season. I think we got maybe 2 or 3 months, and every year we seem to be getting about 3 or 4 months outside of winter that we sort of collect points for, and then in turn we can go spend those points wherever we want. So it makes our holidays a lot more affordable, especially for a family of 3 now. A big part of your portion of your holiday is spent on accommodation. So then, if you've got the accommodation sorted, then you've just got to focus on the flights and a bit of food and entertainment while you're there. But maybe half of your holiday accommodation, half of your holiday budget would be chewed up just in accommodation. So this covers a big part of it. And you get to meet some really nice people along the way. We've met some amazing people through HomeExchange. And like I mentioned earlier, it's just a great community from what we've found. We've had no bad experiences, people wrecking the place or anything. If anything, they leave the place immaculate. Sometimes people charge a small cleaning fee. We charge a small cleaning fee on our end, which in turn just goes straight to the cleaner. But that's all very super fair. Like you're talking maybe $100 or $200, maybe the absolute top, maybe $300 cleaning fee. So super fair, I feel. And that's for flipping linen. Depends how many people are coming or going. Our place can sleep 16. I don't think we've had anyone even close to that. I think the most we may have had people's 10 stay. Quite often we might even just have a couple stay. So there's option there. People can have a couple of families stay, but for us, most people is within the 2 to 10 range. Let's say maybe a family or 2 families or something like that. But the key is having a cleaner like nearby, or even yourself if you wanted to put your place up, and then almost having a bit of a house manual. Quite often the places you go to, they'll have like a bit of a 2, 3, 4 page sort of manual, how to do this, how to switch that on, how to work the TV, how to turn the air fryer on, or whatever it may be. So definitely super handy, and that'll hopefully cut out a lot of the back and forth between you and them. Whatever, I'm not too sure how to work the toaster or whatever it may be. So I think if you're going to jump on, definitely have a bit of a house manual, how to use this, how to use that. Just make it easier, and it's going to cut out a lot of the back and forth between the guests that'll be staying with. We cover the bills. We don't back charge the bills to the guests or the people that are staying. So that's one part of, I suppose that's the biggest cost, is the bills. Luckily, outside of the winter season in Japan, bills are quite affordable. Now this depends maybe in the world, if it's a winter location or some location, people might be running aircon or running heaters or whatever it may be, so you've got to factor that into it as well. So it's not completely free, you still have to pay the utilities, but it's still, if you were to stack it up, how much you'd be forking out for accommodation in some of these places, it's still a lot more favourable, and you get to stay in an entire house, or maybe an apartment, a house, or lodge, chalet, whatever it may be, villa. Whereas if you're going on a holiday, maybe it's something a bit smaller, little, I don't know, something compact, which is great with us. With a child now, it's easy. We can cook dinners and everything, so it's super easy in that regard. And then you become part of the community almost, because you start to meet the neighbours, and I don't know. It's a lovely way to travel, I feel. Now, I think if you're listing your property on there, a couple of key things that will help you step above the rest. But we get some really nice photos. We're quite fortunate. We have a lot of nice photos that we've had some of our friends, and then even some semi-professional people come through and take photos of our property, so that's great. We can sort of use a lot of those photos on there. But if you're listing your property, I highly recommend getting some nice photos put on there, making sure you've got good Wi-Fi. A lot of people still may be working, or keep in touch with family or emails, whatever it may be, so having good Wi-Fi is key. Like I said before, we include a vehicle. You don't have to do that. I think it's a nice add-on, especially if they may be traveling a lot of the times they don't have a vehicle. So if you've got a spare vehicle or use your vehicle, I think it's a great add-on. And then, you could set a few rules around partying or big groups or anything like that. Some people are a little bit hesitant, I find, the first time, they're putting their place up. Or this is our experience personally. I don't know, they feel a bit hesitant. I don't know, young family and young child, is he going to wreck the house? And I understand, like, kids can be pretty hard on gear sometimes. But we've had a pretty good run so far. I think overall, our son my wife, she broke a curtain rail or something, which we had a chat with the owners, and I think I fixed it myself, so it was fine. So there's little wear and tear damages along the way. We've had one of our home exchanges, they got a flat tyre in the car, they got it sorted, and it's fine. Like we haven't had any big dramas or anything. We also have home and contents insurance and insurance on the property as well, if anything was to really go wrong. So you're covered in that regard. And like I said, everyone has a profile on there. I think the first people that are just stepping onto the platform, that's when you might be a little bit apprehensive about, I don't know, having random strangers stay in my house and whatnot, especially if it's your own personal home. A little bit different if it's your holiday home or your batch or whatever it may be. Well, we'll just quickly jump on and have a quick look at the platform. I'll show you our profile and just sort of give you a brief overview of the platform, just so you have a bit of an understanding how the platform works and so forth. So here we are over on HomeExchange. I'm just going to give you a quick wander through just so you can get a basic understanding of how the platform works. It is very user-friendly. Like I said, you create your profile like you do on Airbnb if you're familiar with Airbnb, or use that or your host on there. The one bonus thing with this compared to Airbnb is you actually get the points before the people stay. So that's a great system, which in turn you can spend those wherever you may be looking at going. So let's say we're looking at going to Japan, Myoko, for example. Okay, so here we are. I've just looked up Myoko. just because that's where we are at the moment. But yeah, like I said, you look anywhere in the world, and 9 times out of 10 there will be properties that come up on there. The search system is super straightforward. If you're looking at doing a big trip, and you probably best to look 3, maybe 6 months out. Don't try and do it the week before or anything like that. It's a lot to spring on someone. These are our friends here, also in Myoko. A lot of these people actually are through our friends that we've recommended. This is here. So here's Sugi Chalet. Like I mentioned before, so it's 260 guest points per night. And this one here is 432, 180 for this one, Sunshine House. You know, they're ranging from 200 to 300. That one there, 432. Not too sure why that one's that price. These are other friends that live in Suginohara. And that's another thing you can set as your minimum as well. What's our minimum set at the moment? So we have a 20-night minimum. That's obviously been put up a fair bit. It never used to be that, but I think that's where we're sitting at now. Generally, we get a lot of people that do stay for quite a while, though, so that works out. So let's say we bring up our profile here, and let's have a quick look at that. So this is photos of it taken outside of winter, obviously. Actually in the autumn, which we're about to come into here in Japan. Wrote up a bit of a spiel here. Like I said, we've been on for 3 years. We've had 47 exchanges. That's either where we stay there or they stay with us. My wife, she does a lot of the talking back and forth on this, so I'm not super familiar with the platform, but I'm a big fan of it. Taylor's got an excellent response rate. So very similar to Airbnb in that regard. Here's all your amenities, what you've got on site. Children are welcome. Here's the calendar. So we've got someone coming in later this month. This is when the people are looking at for the November, and then December right through till end of March. Actually, we do have someone staying late March this year, which we don't usually do, but we've got a bit of a deal going with them. I think they're staying for 1 week, but they're paying for 2 weeks, so it's a pretty fair deal, I feel. Points wise, that's what's happening there. Then you've got the comment section down here. People say what they liked about it or what they didn't like about it. Generally, we get very positive feedback about everything. When people are staying for free, they're generally pretty stoked on it all. And then you can bring up the photos. This is where it's worth spending a bit of time getting some good photos, I feel. We've had a lot of people come through and take some nice photos of the place. Nice big cozy rooms. That's very mountain chalet sort of vibes. Big commercial kitchen. And there's just a general overview of Myoko-san. This is the Suginohara ski resort here. And then this is the roof of Sugi Chalet here. So you see actually ski down here in the winter months. As you can see, that's in the autumn time. Let's close out of that one. And then here's your points here. People message back and forth through here. And that's pretty much the gist of it. And then all your other settings are here to do whatever you might want to do with it. So yes, here's another feature you can put in your preferred destinations where you're looking at going. People can save your property as one they like or so forth. So that's another good sort of thing, especially when you're traveling. Here's a little bit about us, myself and my wife, and then our son. He's a bit older than this now, but this is going back. So this just goes into the membership side of things. So there is a slight cost with using the platform every year. We're on $175 a tier, which is just the classic sort of tier. Gives you access to over 200,000 plus members in 155 countries, all the support, loyalty badge, and so forth. Very reasonably priced, I feel, for what you get in that. Like that's a night's accommodation, let's say, anywhere, wherever that might be in the Western world, let's say. And then there's all this other collection, which is more luxury homes, which we haven't actually got onto this, but who knows, down the line we may bump up our tier and go to this more luxury sort of model, where I imagine the points are a lot higher. But they're in the places. But honestly, some of the places we've stayed are unreal. Like we're staying in amazing villas in Bali and nice big places in Australia, and really feel like we're getting a good part of a deal out of the whole situation, I feel. Anyway, that's just a basic overview of the platform. Got any questions, definitely drop in the comments below. Something you're not too unsure there. Like I said, if you're familiar with Airbnb or any of those other sort of platforms, you spend half an hour in here and you'll be pretty all over it. It's quite easy to build the profile, get some good photos, put up a bit of a blurb, get ChatGPT to do the heavy lifting on that, and then just open the calendar up and away you go, basically. So hopefully you guys got some value from that. If you've got any questions or anything we covered off on today, definitely drop it in the comments below. I'll try and do my best to get back to you. I'll leave a link in the bottom if you do want to sign up to HomeExchange. We get a couple of bucks or a couple of points, I think, if you use that. So full disclaimer there. But by no means, and I'm not trying to hard sell you on or anything. I just honestly think it's a great platform, and we've got a ton of value from it. And it creates a good win-win. It's a good trade sort of agreement. You know, there's no government taking 30% or anything like that. So it's a nice way to travel. More of a longer stay, let's say. Generally, 9 times out of 10, you could stay for 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks, depending on the exchange or how that may look. But it's just a nice way to travel, and like I said, it's a fantastic community in our experience. Look, if you've used the platform and you've had some bad experience, please drop that in the comments as well. From what we've found, like we've been doing this for about 3 years now, we've had nothing but positive experience, and all the guests have been super respectful of the place. Kept it in immaculate condition. Sometimes the cleaner comes in and is like, do people stay? You know, so that's just our experience with it all. Hopefully you guys got some value, and we'll catch you in the next one.